it's one of my very favorites. And as you say, we never get to hear it because you need 8 players at the same place at the same time who want to do it and who
Yeah.
are good. And I mean, that in itself is something, but to listen to it, I don't know, from the very beginning, I don't know, Adrian, how you keep it together, that first movement. I mean, it's just like I can just hear it in my head right now, and I'm thinking, da 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 da, da. You know, is it a hard piece to start? Like, does everybody have the same? They've all played it. Every one of your players have played it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you guys get together, it'll be something different because, not to my knowledge, you haven't exactly had these players, have you, to play it?
No.
So how do you start?
Well, I have to tell you something about the Mendelssohn Octet. I think every string musician has played the Mendelssohn Octet, at least at a sight reading party. It's, that's what they do. Everybody jumps in and wants to play it, and they love the work. It's so celebratory. It is such a party. It has such optimism and hugeness of feeling. And everybody knows this work. So when we come together, you're right. These 8 players have never played the octet together, not in this exact formation. With Shakespearean actors coming together, who, if you're a Shakespearean actor, hasn't read Hamlet, hasn't understood Macbeth and all of those things, and to know the text. Yes. So in that same way, all 8 players know their notes. They know what they're supposed to do. They understand the general landscape and things that people might do. But reality is, if somebody were to inflect differently on the story, just a little bit, we all know, oh, now it's on. Oh, okay, well, that's different. I'm going to have to answer that a little differently. So to answer your question about the first movement, what I love is the first violinist immediately, and it's going to be Mark Steinberg for us. I am like the first phrase. Sometimes it's like that, and some people don't do it that way.
Well, you know, Mendelssohn's story is something amazing too. I mean, as a young person, he was born into a very wealthy banking family. His father was a banker in Berlin, and they had apparently an estate in Berlin with not only their palace that they lived in, but they had a theater to have their own private concerts in. So when Felix was growing up, he would write music for these Sunday afternoon musicals that people would come privately invited and hear Felix's new piece. And for that matter, his sister Fanny, who was very close to Felix, wrote music too. She was a wonderful pianist. She couldn't have her music published because she was a woman, right. But she trained the same way as Felix. And trained, I mean, there are a number of people that can't write something that fine when they're 16, but they started early because their mother, Leah was her name, she got everybody up at 5 a.m. And apparently they had a lake in their estate too. So everybody had to take a cold swim and then come in for breakfast and then have Greek, Latin, French, harmony, violin lessons, piano lessons. The day was filled. I mean, that was from when he was 6 years old. So by the time he was 16, he was well versed. And he also had been invited to Goethe's house.
Wow.
For a sleepover for a few nights to talk and play for Goethe and discuss the world.
Amazing.
So, So, he died in his 30s. After the very near the end of his life, somebody said, what is your favorite composition? And he said, the octet.
Yeah.
So how does this octet end? Tell us about the last movement, because I feel that it's just like a race to go over the finish line.
Yeah, it is so much fun. I got to tell you, the last movement starts with the cellos. And we are in the basement of our instrument. And it's so much fun because everybody just starts piling in. It is a party all the way to the end. And this is why Mendelssohn said, he goes, I had so much fun writing this piece.